Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Bolt City Podcast. Dave Palet, Josh Palet, and Mario Herron. Again, talking Charger football with you, especially as we lead up into the draft, but also for the exciting 2024 season. As the Chargers, as we see now, will have a much different looking roster as so many other NFL teams will have. It's amazing to me, guys, when you look at the NFL and the way the NFL always takes control, right? We talked about it on Christmas Day, where the NBA always owned Christmas Day, and the NFL said, you know what? That's ridiculous. We own Christmas Day. We own every single day. And here you are, Major League Baseball about to start. The season starts a week from tomorrow as the Dodgers play the Padres, and yet they're talking about Blake Snell. They aren't talking about Jordan Montgomery, guys who are free agents, big-time players. It's immediately what's going on with the free agents in the NFL. They control everything. And so, again, it shows the power of this league and how amazing it is. And if you're a sports fan and how you sit there and call your friends and your family and fantasy football league guys and go, look, this is guy just changed team. You know, my team's going to look like this. This is where we're at. And so it's always exciting. But as if your team did not win the Super Bowl, you're going, what can we do to win the Super Bowl? And if your team did win the Super Bowl, what can we do to repeat? By the way, click that thumbs up right now. If you're sitting there and you're watching us live on YouTube, make sure you click the thumbs up. Mario, go ahead. Give me the thumbs up. Let's see it. No. Oh, there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we're looking for. It looks like that. Also, subscribe. Please subscribe as well. We'll do our best to answer questions, of course, during the show, which has become a lot of fun for us. But these live shows on YouTube have been fantastic. Again, if you listen to the Odyssey app on another date and you're going, man, I love the Bolt City podcast. Thank you very much. But we're talking a ton of Charger football. We're really excited about what's going on. And Mario, I'm just going to start with you because you're the one that's keeping us most up to date as we're in this group text. Is you're able to see it as it comes down faster than we are, and you're going, man, this guy just changed teams. This guy just changed teams. Is there someone that changed teams that in your mind you went, wow, that was a big one?
I mean, I think a lot of it was expected. The one that kind of worried me the most, like just Charger direction right away, was Christian Wilkins going to Las Vegas and pairing up with Max Crosby and Antonio Pierce. That one kind of worried me right off the bat. Just going, all right, we're a team that doesn't have a center currently, and our center is our home base of an offensive line. And to have two guys that can really get to the quarterback, and Wilkins coming off his best year, most sacks he's ever had in one season, to get that with Crosby, Josh, that kind of worries me a little bit for the Chargers. That's what got to me. Obviously, Russell Wilson and the Steelers is pretty, crazy, but we all kind of saw that coming with the direction that was going. Some Chargers I'm kind of sad to see go. I'm not going to lie, Josh. Sad to see Everett go, but he's going to be a great tight end, too, for the Chicago Bears, and that's a good move for him. Sad to see Ekeler go, but not that surprising move for him to go to the Commanders. But as I sit here, Josh, I'm not like sad or anything. Like the biggest thing, I think Gilman's back, and I think that's something we all should be pumped about.
Let's be honest with each other, Mario. Chargers haven't done anything substantial to make you think, oh my God, we're going to make the playoffs. Gus Edwards, I think he had 18 touchdowns last year. That's a decent move. But when you look at some of the other running backs, where would you fit in Gus Edwards? Fifth? Probably the fifth best one out there. I'm taking Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, taking Tony Pollard, taking Saquon Barkley, and then maybe Gus Edwards. So to me, the Chargers haven't made the big move yet that they will. They're probably going to trade one of the guys, right? They're going to trade either, Mike Williams or Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Keenan Allen. Somebody for sure is getting traded. We just don't know who. The Patriots are a team that everybody's talking about, wants some of the Chargers players. Dude, please take Joey Bosa. 49ers, please take Joey Bosa. We don't want him. Take him from us. But to answer your question, Dave, the move to me that was like, wow, that's crazy. I think the Brian Burns trade was kind of crazy. I thought Josh Jacobs going to the Packers was a little weird, but I 100% agree with Mario. Christian Wilkins going to the Raiders is a big deal. It's a really big deal. Now, finally, Max Crosby has somebody that can play alongside him that's not insane like Chandler Jones.
You stole my line. Damn it. I was waiting for it to come around. I don't know. We saw this before when they got someone crazy. No, you're absolutely right. Wilkins going to the Raiders is big, and it shows you Tom Telesco, which is funny, running that organization now. He understands. I'm right. He understands this division. He understands the weakness, and as far as putting pressure on quarterbacks, we spoke about this, but I think right around a year ago when we talked about what's more important, sacks or quarterback pressures. If you look at Wilkins' numbers, the sacks are impressive, of course, but the quarterback pressures of like almost 70 is pretty impressive, right? I mean, that's insane. And we all know Max Crosby has this insane motor. So yeah, the Raiders did get better. If I'm a Raider fan, I'm liking what Tom Telesco did with that one. With the Chargers, it kind of stinks right now. And we kind of all knew this was going to happen with the Chargers. We're going to kind of have to sit back and wait and see, right? We spent all our money on some stupid record player, and we have nothing else to spend our money on. And we have to watch everyone else spend their money because we're in a financial hole. And so it's disappointing to see guys go. Look, nothing against Gus, but man, does he have a history of injuries, right? And you're sitting there going, is that the best option? I mean, do we have a great history of injuries? I mean, in Chargers, I know every NFL team has guys get banged up, but when I see that Derrick Henry only got $8 million a year, I was like, $8 million doesn't seem like a lot of money, right? This just doesn't. Well, Mario's dying to say something to me on this. Go ahead.
I'm a little higher on Gus Edwards than others. I don't know if I would have wanted Derrick Henry, to be honest. Like, this might be a crazy statement, I know, but like, I wouldn't want Derrick Henry. Like, that style of running back, of how big he is and how he runs, like, that's not going to go well. And the hype of him going to, I saw.
Why do you say that? Wait, why do you say it's not going to go well?
Because everyone thinks he's King Henry still that ran the AFC South. He's not that anymore. That's not who he is anymore.
I disagree.
Like that went away. That went away a year ago. Like that went away almost 2 years ago. Like, I think he's not even close to who he used to be.
So
why waste that?
I disagree. And we'll get into this thing. First of all, Derrick Henry's not here because LA can't have two kings. You got King James, King Henry. I mean, everyone gets confused. It's ridiculous. You only have one king, right? So, but if you look at Derrick Henry and you look at the offensive line of the Titans, not very good. But if you look at Derrick Henry, if you follow him on social media, which I just happen to because he's an Alabama guy, nobody in the NFL works out harder than this guy every single day. Like, he is always working out to be faster, to be stronger. I didn't see him slipping. That's why I would say go get him. I'm not saying go get him because he's an Alabama guy. I didn't say go get Josh Jacobs. He's an Alabama guy too. But for the amount of money and the way teams fear him and going, not only do we have to stop him for 3 hours, but how are our bodies going to react after we play Derrick Henry for the weeks to come? Like, he's a guy that could do some serious damage to your defense for weeks to come. It's trying to tackle a bus. It's not fun. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong, Mario. And look,
yeah,
both of you guys have said, let's go with the younger running back in the draft. It's a young man's position. We've kind of stood by that. I just thought for the amount of money, it didn't seem like that was that big of a deal of, basically $8 million for, a year. And then of course, $8 million next year, but NFL contracts, you cut those loose. Anyway, that's where I was at as far as like a little bit of a wish list, kind of the culture thing I thought Harbaugh was trying to instill as far as the little toughest. His brother did. I just had the wrong Harbaugh.
The big thing is running backs, once they turn 30, right? You want to get them before they're 30 years old. Gus Edwards is 28 years old, 2-year contract. So there you go. They're probably going to keep him for 2 years, and then they're going to ship him out. He's from Liberia, by the way. Fun fact. How many players in the NFL are from Liberia? I'm guessing he's the only one. So that's kind of weird. He had 18 touchdowns, like I said. I don't think many people knew that. When the Chargers signed him, I didn't know that. I looked it up, and I was like, that's pretty good. But I really think the Chargers are going to get Blake Corum in the draft. It just everything's pointing to Blake Corum. Mario, I got a question for you, okay? Maybe I'm reading into this too much, but I want to know your opinion. The Chargers sign Will Disley, the tight end. Does that mean he is tight end 1, or is he going to be tight end 2 behind Brock Bowers?
So I think he's 100% tight end 2, and he 100% leans into what they want to do with the offense. You look into him really quickly and you go, all right, his stats wise, he's not some flashy tight end player that you're like, oh, he's top, 3 in receiving, he's top 3 in receptions or anything like that. He's a blocking tight end, and he's a big physical blocker that's really good in the run game. And I think that's the role he's going to come in and be with the Chargers. And that's the role that they want him to be in. I don't think that this move screams out, oh, Bowers isn't going to the Chargers. There's no way he's going to be drafted by them now. They got their tight end. Will's not the tight end. He's so far from being the tight end. He's a blocker. He's an extra blocker. He's an extra guy that when they run the option, he's going to sneak out a little bit, maybe catch a little pass for 5 yards. That's who he is. Maybe some goal line touchdowns. That's it. That's all Will's going to be. And that's fine because he's going to be played in a role that he's going to excel at. I think it's a good move, Dave, for the offense. You get an extra lineman in there. Our lineman's not the best right now. I like the move. I don't think it means no Bowers. I just think, hey, you're going to need a little 2 tight ends to dance. One's got to be the passer. One's got to be a blocker. I'm with it.
All right. I hope you're right. I'll be honest with you. I hope you're right, because if it's one of those, this is how we read it, and this is our guy, and we aren't going to go Bowers. And I'm not so sure they're going Bowers. I'll be honest. I don't know how he's going to go about this. I mean, Bowers is supposed to be this guy that does both, right? We talk about how this guy basically is a blocking tight end and a receiving tight end. It just seems like a lot of money, man, to think this guy's not a focal point. It seems like a lot of money for a team that's broke to go in that direction early on. Again, if they end up drafting a wide receiver instead of Bowers, fine. But I'm telling you, offensive line is not what I'm hoping for. And if it is offensive line, they better not take him at 5. They better trade back and get multiple picks. This better be a building thing as far as a foundation move of saying we can go offensive line this deep into the draft, all the way maybe to, the 20th overall pick in the first round. But if it's Joe Alt, number 5, or one of these other guys, I'll be disappointed. And people say, you're out of your mind. This guy could end up as a Hall of Famer. We've seen that happen before where no one is excited. Next thing you know, the guy turns into be a career offensive lineman that's there for 14 years and you love him. That's just not what I want. As a guy that is doing this show, that's watching the Chargers, looking for excitement, I can't guarantee I'm going to be here in 14 years. I know I'll be here in 2024. I need to worry about now. Okay, I'm not worried about the foundation.
Yeah. What do you mean?
What did you just say?
I can't guarantee I'm going to be here in 14 years. Not alive. I mean, doing this damn show with you two guys.
Oh,
meaning, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying
Not the way it sounded.
Mario says I'm old, but I'm not that old. No, I'm just saying it's like whenever you hear GM say, "I can't worry about tomorrow. No guarantee I'm going to be here tomorrow." You worry about today, and so I want to see today. I want excitement today.
quick question for you, Josh. Did we just sign 2 backups, you think, with Edwards and Will?
No, I don't. I think Edwards is absolutely going to be the first running back, but you're going to have a duo situation with Blake Corum. But Will Disley is going to be the backup, and there's no way he's going to be tight end 1, like you said. The way I look at it, Mario, is the Chargers listened to 2 of their assistant coaches on who they liked, right? Greg Roman was with Gus Edwards in Baltimore. He probably said, I really like Gus Edwards. We're going to bring him in. Sanjay Lal was with Will Disley in the Seahawks, where I like Will Disley. Let's bring him in as a blocking tight end, like you said. I agree with Dave. The money spent doesn't really make any sense at all to me. Like, you really don't have the money to spend, and you're going to go there for a backup tight end. But we know that the Ravens have put a huge emphasis on tight ends, so maybe that's why we need like 4 guys like the Ravens always had. But I don't know, Mario. I really just want Brock Bowers still. Nothing's changed for me. But I want to get to some of these questions real quick. How do you feel from Sebi OG? How do you feel about the Chargers going with Disley instead of Hunter Henry? Are you okay with that?
Yes, because of what they wanted. Like, I really do think they're getting Will just go, you're an extra lineman. Like, that's what you are. And I think with the Bowers situation is when you get a rookie coming in, I don't think they want to dump all of this of, hey, we really want you to center around both aspects of the game. We want you to be the extra lineman. We also want you to be that second wide receiver option. I think with the rookie, they're going to go, this year, we're just going to have you choose one of the 2. So like this year, you're just going to be the second wide receiver option. On run plays, you're probably going to come out. So I think that's the way they're going to go with it, Dave, where they're going to go, let's ease his production into the year and not force him into this crazy role of vastly, you're not coming off the field, basically. On run plays, you're in there. On pass plays, you're in there. Like, I think they're going to want to go one direction or the other and go, we have another tight end that can kind of fill that need. And for that reason, I think getting Hunter Henry, getting Disley, over him, it's not that big of a deal.
No, I told you on the last show, man. I love Hunter Henry as a person. I mean, he was a great guy to talk to, and when he came to the Chargers, I was excited to have him. I told you that knee story in the last show. Like, Hunter Henry to me is borrowed time. I mean, Hunter Henry Kane Day. That guy. How long do I expect his legs to last? And I think Hunter Henry got too much money. Yeah, I think Hunter Henry got too much money. I'm glad he's not coming back to the Chargers. By the time he left the Chargers, he was almost damaged goods. Now he is damaged goods. I'm glad he's not wearing a Charger uniform. Again, nothing personal, but we're here to win football games. I like the idea, by the way, of the 3 of us, if every time the Chargers make a move during the offseason, we just come out with that guy's going to be a hell of a backup. Like, we just make it sound like it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better no matter what. That guy's, man, it's going to be a good backup. Adding that depth first is a good idea. Just Charger fans would be so confused. What are you guys talking about? That guy's a starter. we said though early on, right, with the new GM and the head coach that we wanted, look, whatever they want to do, man, we're going to have full faith because everything we've seen in the past has not worked. So this is our best option of being fans of saying, this is what the Chargers are doing. Hasn't worked in the past. That trophy case is empty. Let's have full faith in the guys they have. Before we said they make a mistake, let's give them a chance to either hit a home run or strike out before we judge.
Okay. So when you look at free agency, I'm going back to you, Dave. You look at it and you say, how the hell does that guy get that much money? Right? I do that all the time. I look at these guys and I say, who the hell is paying for that guy? And the one that came across my screen, Mario, where I said, who the hell is paying for him is Kenneth Murray. I know it's not earth-shattering money, but still it's like, really? I remember when the Lakers signed Timothy Mozgov at 1201, and you thought, okay, that's going to be like the fifth best player we get, right? That's going to be like the fifth. We're building. It's going to be like the fifth best player. And then it ended up being the best player, right? And then Mitch Kupchak lost his job. It's like the Titans better be making like massive splashes because Kenneth Murray cannot be hit. There's no way that's your splash.
Dude, that's such a perfect example because I remember that staying up and then in 1201, it seemed that'd be the first move. I go, that's the first move of free agency is the Lookers get this bum. Like that's it.
Dude, oh my God.
Insanity.
Dude, you know what's funny is that you said you remember staying up. I guarantee you Mozgov was sleeping and his wife's like, I think the phone's ringing. Who's calling this late at night? Oh my God, it's the Lakers at 1201 saying you're now a Laker. One of the craziest things of all time. That has to be out of any sport, the craziest free agent signing of all time is that one. So when you talk about Murray going to the Titans, so here I'll give you a quick background, Mario, on the Titans for me. All right. Josh, number one, lives in Nashville. But before that, I lived in Nashville for 9 years as a kid growing up, left Southern California, moved to Nashville, moved back to Southern California. But my parents stayed back there. And my dad became a Tennessee Titan season ticket holder. So I started following the Titans from day one. And not saying that they were my number one team, but sitting there paying attention. If it made my dad happy that they won, I wanted my dad to have a good team to root for. And so I followed their games. I watched all the Derrick Henry stuff, all that stuff that they do. And terrible roster. They got a new GM a little bit more than a year ago. You get rid of a fan favorite in Derrick Henry. And I know Murray doesn't play the same position. But any football fan in the AFC West can tell you Murray stinks. It is the worst money spent. It is such a bad deal. I don't even know how the GM can sit there and look the owner in the eye and say, I know what I'm doing. You do not know what you're doing. This was a horrible, horrible signing by the Titans. But it is so Tennessee, right? Certain organizations, you go, so Tennessee. I'm sure people say that about the Chargers. That's what the Chargers do. But there are certain organizations that can never get out of their own way. The Titans are one of them. Jacksonville's one of them. Atlanta's one of them. And then here you go. Murray on day one gets signed. What in the hell is happening? Crazy. Does anybody watch? Are they still looking at his Oklahoma highlights? What are people doing? What are we doing here?
I mean, it's also like one of those things where I feel like the Titans, they had the most cap space going into the offseason and they just had money to spend. And you're like,
wait, why'd you blindfold yourself, grab everything off the shelf? It makes no sense.
Yeah. It's like that Friday when you first get paid to go to the grocery store and you're like, you know what? I want 3 of that today. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, or you got to dinner. Like I want an appetizer actually. Like it's one of those. So that's what you're gonna do. But bye, Murray. Like it's thanks for being a Charger. Appreciate everything.
Don't appreciate anything. You let us down. We lose our first round pick on you.
Yeah.
Let me help you pack.
Horrible, man. This guy doesn't play any defense. He does play defense. It's terrible. Gerald Everett hurt, Mario. He goes to your hometown Chicago Bears. That was a guy I wanted the Chargers to keep because to me, he embodies everything that the Chargers are going to be with that tough-nosed attitude. He's perfect for the city of Chicago. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I think it's absolutely beautiful move. And, we mentioned this on a show like multiple times where like Everett was asked, I think, too much of the Los Angeles Chargers. Like he's a fantastic tight end too. And we're like, no, we need you to be a 1. We need you to do this. We need you to do that. And that's just not whoever it is. In Chicago, he's going to be behind Cole Kmet, who's a very good tight end. And I think he's going to just be an amazing tight end too with that offense and in that system. He has experience with the OC that's in Chicago right now too, with the Seahawks and the Rams. It's a great situation for Everett. Sad to lose him as a Charger because I think if they re-signed him with, let's say they get Bowers, I think that would have been a deadly tight end duo that a lot of teams would have been shaking in their boots to face. But he's a guy that they let go. And it sucks, Dave, that he was let go. But I think the exciting part is that this is one of the guys that all of us thought that they were going to bring back. Gilman's back. That hard-hitting safety that everyone fears deep downfield, he's back in a Charger uniform. And I think if you want to talk about 3 guys on the defense, I think they're going to have a big year. I think Gilman is one of those 3 that's just going to do a lot of great things in this new defense by the Los Angeles Chargers.
I agree with that right there. Remember, we spoke about this, right? When you get a new head coach and new GM, what's the first thing they do? They go back and they look at game film, and saying, okay, which guys can sit there and say, we need that guy still with our franchise. We need to say goodbye to that guy, creating the culture, what you are. And he's definitely a guy that I'm happy is wearing a Charger uniform. At the same time, there's so many guys on this team. The fact that they let Murray walk away shows me they watched game film. They know that this guy was a bum. Same thing. I'm wondering, what is the future with a bunch of other guys that wore the Charger uniform last year? How do you sit there and justify keeping your job in 2024? That's the best thing, that when new coaches and new GMs come in, that guys who half-assed it, all of a sudden they're held accountable by the new guys. The guys, they have no loyalty to you. It's not like, man, I've known that guy since he was 21 years old and came into the league, and my heart goes out to him. There's no ties to any of these guys. This is where you start fresh. And whatever it is, man, as I say, it's just business. And for Jim Harbaugh and Ortiz to say, dude, you are not part of what we want. We cannot justify keeping you, and this is not what we want. I love that, the bringing them back. I love the signing of the whole deal. By the way, someone wrote on here, it rotated through. I'm sorry for not getting your name on there, but Titans also picked up Pollard. I don't know what the hell that's all about either. All those running backs, so they picked Pollard. Again, just shopping like crazy. Just got my paycheck and let's just go nuts. But for the Chargers, again, man, I'm not going to be critical of the moves they make right now, guys, until the draft is over, to say, how does this thing balance out compared to the rest of the AFC West? Speaking of the AFC West, are you guys looking at the Raiders as, I know everyone hates the Raiders, but are you looking at the AFC West to go, man, I really don't want Tom Telesco to go to another organization and have success? Is it kind of, do you have any of that in there, or do you not think twice about who's running the Raiders?
I don't care about Tom Telesco. I don't hate Tom Telesco. I don't think he was great as a GM. I also think his hands were tied because the owner's son, John Spanos, was telling him what to do. I don't hate Tom Telesco. I do hate the Raiders, whether they're in Oakland or Vegas, wherever they are. I hate the Raiders. If you're a Charger fan, you're dumb to not watch what the Raiders are doing. We can't act like the Raiders aren't a threat to us. They put up 70 points against us not that long ago. I know that was Brandon Staley's bend and break defense, but still, we got donkeyed. We got to look at what the Raiders are doing. Gardner Minshew coming in. Interesting move. What does that mean? Does that mean they're going to get a quarterback in the draft? So is that their backup? I don't understand what the Raiders are doing there. But Christian Wilkins so far is the biggest move in the AFC West, if you're not counting Chris Jones, because I think Chris Jones is a better player, but Christian Wilkins is right there. The Raiders, to me, are a definite threat to the Chargers. Chargers won 5 games for a reason. They weren't good. So when the Raiders get better, you have to take notice.
I think we're at a spot right now, guys, where we have to worry about every team in the AFC West, 110,000%. Like the trio that's brought 3 Super Bowls to Kansas City's back, and Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. And every year that we go in the offseason going, I think it's going to be the down year. They somehow figure it out with Andy Reid. You have the Broncos who, say goodbye to Jared Jeudy. And yes, they have Russell Wilson's gone, and they have this amazing amount of dead money coming their way. But still have Sean Payton, and let's say Sean Payton pulls a rabbit out of the hat, right? And you got to pay attention to what QB they're kind of going to get for their future. And then you have the Raiders who, I understand, not the most talented. They actually have talent, but they just don't have that QB to get Minshew. So it's okay, is he a bridge guy for a year? Because if he is, you're probably going to go 500. There's the possibility where you can, which is that defense going to win you some games. Devontae Adams is going to be open all the freaking time. So every team is there's going to be a weird challenge, and there's a lot of unknowns that could really bite the Chargers in the ass. And I think that's the scary part right now that we're at, Dave. It's Chargers kind of got to move quick because, your enemies are going to move even faster. There's a new era coming in Las Vegas. There's a new era coming in Denver. There's a new era coming in Los Angeles Chargers. And they're all trying to do one thing, and that's take out the Chiefs. So you got to move quick, What are you going to say, Josh?
I got something off topic that I really want to talk about, but I don't want to interrupt you. Might as well interrupt you now.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on. Go ahead. Do you have something to say about what Mario just said? Something just really pissed me off.
Yeah, real quick. I think with the organizations, it's different. There's a time frame, all right, for organizations, and the time frame is: do you have that franchise quarterback? Meaning the Chargers need a win now. Yeah, they're picking number 5, and that doesn't mean because they're picking 5, they have 3 years to slowly move up to where you're picking number 32. You know what I mean? Where your team finished in first place in the entire NFL and you won the Super Bowl. You look at the Raiders with the Minshew signing. He's not a franchise quarterback, but he's a guy that can get things done, right? Can get you through a season. I honestly believe the reason the Colts let him walk was because if Richardson struggles, and Mark, you can tell me if I'm wrong because you have family in Indianapolis, but if Richardson struggles, the fan base loves him. Everyone loves that kid wherever he goes, that, hey, you got to play him. Well, everyone knows Minshew's not the future of the Colts. So to make things easier on the development of Richardson, you let Minshew take off. He goes to the Raiders. He gets things done. But with Telesco, first-year GM, no franchise quarterback, the Raiders can take their time a little bit to get to where they want to be. Whereas in the Chargers and the way Jim Harbaugh is, it's a rush to win right now. I expect the Chargers actually to take a bigger stride this year than the Raiders.
Well, the only way is up for the Chargers. You had 5 wins.
Well, both teams,
we better
right?
make
They're
a
both
stride.
Terrible. Both teams are
both
terrible.
Chargers were worse. I mean, Chargers lost big time to the Raiders, right? Gave up 70 points.
Is that bad?
It's not good. Tom Telesco cutting Jerry Tillery for a second time, hilarious. I thought I told you to get out of here.
Very funny.
Yeah, I came to your city to cut you again.
Yeah. All right, the thing that pissed me off, and I got to get the name right because he comments a lot. Ryan Culpepper, we got to talk about this. It happened recently, so you might have not seen it. Joey Bosa's mom posted on Instagram a picture of Joey and Nick in a 49ers uniform begging for the 49ers to trade for Joey Bosa. Dude, please get this guy out of here anywhere.
Yeah.
Just give him away from the team now. I can't stand the Bosa family, man. They're so annoying. The mom begging for her own son to get traded. You know, Joey's in her ear saying, I don't want to be with the Chargers. I want to be with the 49ers. What are your thoughts about that, Mario? Do you think that's just a mom doing her own thing, or do you think Joey's part of this?
So I'm trying to think of what my mom would do, which is probably bad because I think if I was a professional athlete, my mom would have too many burners on Insta and would probably threaten to kill a lot of people. Ayo. But I think it's one of those things where it's the mom trying to go for something cute, but I want to see both my sons on the same football team, yada, yada, yada. But it's also, reading between the lines a little bit too as well. Dude, it's so clear, I think, evident now that Joey Bosa does not want to be in LA anymore, Dave. I think it's so clear he wants to be out and he wants to go to San Francisco. He just wants to go somewhere else. Let's just get it done. Just get it. That's where I'm at right now, where I'm just get it done. I don't want there to be any drama around it. Just get him out of there. It's all signs are pointing towards it. Let's just get it done and just go, thanks for the memories, Joey. Good luck wherever you want to go.
Look, I told you, man, I've done this now for a while. There's always a Joey Bosa rant in the show, and it's never all right, today I'm going to get mad about Joey Bosa. Mario, I'm telling you, I've been around this guy with no cameras, all right? I've been around him up close. Actually, I did the very first interview on the NFL Network when he signed with the Chargers, or he was drafted by the Chargers right in the middle of the stadium at Qualcomm. At the same time, man, then it seemed like things were going to be great. And you know what? Quickly it soured with Joey Bosa. And when they went to Los Angeles, there's nobody that complained more, not about being in LA, complained about everything, the field, the locker rooms, teammates. He couldn't wait to get out. He's never been happy. You never see Joey Bosa around LA. Come on. LA is surrounded by cameras and catching, different celebrities. Joey Bosa's never there. He's not a guy that enjoys the city, loves the fan base, loves the organization. Let him go. He's a culture guy. It takes one guy to basically be a cancer, and he's that cancer. All right. Even when he's not playing, he's not even on the sideline with his team. The fact he's in a box eating Raisin Bran is insane. He should have been gone there. When he threw his helmet down and hurt the team during the playoffs after missing a ton of games, which he does. The fact his mom, Cheryl, is now going out and causing problems while her son's under contract is insane. If that was my mom, I would say, Mom, nobody cares about you. Okay. The only people that care about you are the people in this family. You are not a public figure. Stop making yourself a public figure, especially when someone's paying me almost $40 million a year. I'm in the NFL. You know how many guys would love to be in the NFL? But you're sitting there and you're making things tougher for me. That's what I would say. Joey Bosa doesn't get in the way of that. Joey Bosa has no problem supporting the 49ers. It's been a running joke on this show all the time. I've never seen Nick Bosa ever at a Charger game and wearing Charger gear. You know why? Because Nick Bosa's in the playoffs all the time. Joey's the one that has the free time. You know why you have the free time? Because you aren't doing enough. You aren't doing enough and your team's eliminated. And you have time to go watch the Niners in Philadelphia or at the Super Bowl or do whatever else, wear your Niners gear. He can go and take your mom with you. Nobody cares about what Cheryl has to say. And the fact that she's made herself a public figure, I would love for Jim Harbaugh to call Joey and say, hey, Joey, if you can't get your house in order, I don't know if this is the house you need to be in either. And if you think I'm training you to the Niners to give you everything that your mom wants, you're out of your mind. I hope you enjoy, and I'm looking at another city, and hope you enjoy Atlanta. I hope you enjoy somewhere else, but I'm not sending you to where your mom wants you to go. This isn't not how the NFL works.
Clip that, Mario. I'm going to post that on my Twitter. So the thing about Joey Bosa, the guy is just bad for the culture, man. I was listening to the story the other day about when Dennis Rodman was on the Spurs and then he went to the Bulls and he pulled one of his, tactics where he gets ejected from a game and he gets suspended for like 10 games. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen said, we are going to win every single one of these 10 games while you're gone to prove that we can win without you. Okay. And that's the way I feel about Joey Bosa. Whether you're here or not here, we're going to win without you. That was not the culture with the Chargers, up until now, where he could do whatever he wanted and not be on the sideline and not be a leader. And it was okay when you can spike your helmet at the coach's feet in a playoff game when, like Dave said, you missed most of the season and came back just for the playoffs just to hurt us. That's not tolerated here. If the Chargers have any backbone, I'm dead serious. The Chargers have any backbone whatsoever, you trade him away or you cut him, just get rid of him somehow and don't send him to the 49ers. It just makes you a sheep if you send him to the place he wants to go. I don't care where you send him to Saskatchewan, CFL. Get him out of town. Can't stand the guy. I'd rather the Chargers trade him and not get the value for him that they deserve just to get him off the team. Cannot stand him, dude. For God's sakes, get this one guy out of here. Chargers need to start the 2024 season without Joey Bosa. It cannot happen. Like, have some freaking pride in yourself as an organization and get rid of this guy. And I think it's hilarious that Dave's calling his mom by her first name. It's like when a kid calls a teacher by their first name. It's like, what? What did you just say? But
I cannot stand. Because
she DM'd you. She DM'd you, right?
Me. She did. She DM'd me. So
she said, you up?
Cheryl and I have been Facebook friends since Joey came into the league. And there's a long story there. So I'm on a first name basis with her.
Ran over. I just wanted to say, have some pride in yourselves.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't know everything that the Niners can offer for him. Like, I don't know how much they'd get back in that situation either. Just besides anything with Bosa and his playing type and anything like that, just something to think about too. In the NFL, especially, when a player goes, I want to go here, trade me here, that doesn't go well for the player. Like, it kind of worked in the NBA for a little bit, and then you kind of saw it flipped, right? Like, if you want an example of it flipping in the NBA, you saw that with Dame. When Dame was like, I'm going to Miami. Get me to Miami. He's in Milwaukee, and they suck. It doesn't work. So, like, going that angle of, I want to go to San, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that angle doesn't work. You handcuff the organization because the cards aren't in their hand. It's now in San Francisco's hand going, hey, we know that guy wants to come here, and we know he will hold out on you. Cards are in our hand. That part never goes well. So, go ahead, Josh.
No, here's my thing back to you, Mario. Is like, I don't disagree with you. Is there standards with the 49ers? Remember when Chase Young went from the Commanders to San Francisco? What did the 49ers coaches say? What the hell is this? This is not what we thought we were going to get. When Joey Bosa goes to San Francisco, what are they going to say? What the hell is this? Well, I thought you're supposed to be this great player. You're lazy and you're not productive. It just doesn't work, Mario, in some places, right? Chargers up to now will put up with it. San Francisco, I really hope they get him and then realize we made a huge mistake. It just, this guy is not what people make him out to be, man. There's no standard with the Chargers up until now, and the 49ers standard is so high, his crap won't fly there. It's crazy to me, man.
And they just don't have a lot of cap either. Like they're I think they have the 27th right now in caps. Like they don't even have that much cap space to even get them. I just think it's the odds of him going to San Francisco. I think is just extremely low. I don't think he should be sent there at all. Like I think a better team. Like I'm trying to look at right now. Like I mentioned last
wrote
year,
on the side.
Patriots.
Send him to Carolina. Someone wrote on the side. Send him to Carolina.
I bet Patriots would be huge.
They're talking about him. Patriots have talked about all 4 of the guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
Take one of them.
Here's the deal. You're going to get the best of Joey Bosa in the first 4 or 5 games, and then he's going to check out. That's what he does. Either going to get hurt or he's going to check out. He hasn't shown me anything. I hate to say it. It runs in the family with that family. The only Bosa Cumro person that's done well is Nick. You look at Cheryl's brother and her husband. They both stunk in the NFL too. Complete bust. You know, think about it. Everyone Cheryl's related to outside of Nick is terrible. And Joey's not terrible. He's just an underachiever.
I got a question, and
to the fans.
Drop the name Cheryl as much as I can. Yeah, keep saying Cheryl. It's funny. I got a question of the people watching the show, and I know we're going to get to the comments right now. Do you guys ever look at people's social media and think, does this guy like being on my team? Because I do it all the time. There's never been one time on Instagram where I look at Joey Bosa's profile and I'm like, this guy wants to be a Charger. There's nothing. He doesn't rep the Chargers. He doesn't have Chargers in his bio. There's nothing Chargers about Joey Bosa. You're 100% right. I'll tell you a few guys that love being Chargers. Keenan Allen loves being a Charger. Like, you got to keep Keenan Allen.
Except on draft day. Except the day he was drafted. Draft.
Yeah, we put on the
Raiders
hat.
Raider hat on the day he was drafted.
God, that was – imagine if we had a podcast back then. That was something. And Gilman. When Gilman signed with the Chargers, did you see the video of him riding with the skateboard? The dude was on cloud 9. That's the type of guys I want on my team that want to be Chargers. Derwin James, to me, also is a guy that loves, he just wants to be the leader of a team, and he takes pride in that. Joey Bosa at no time has ever taken pride in being a leader of a team. Mario, are you cool if I start going to these comments?
Yeah. A lot of them are, you can go to the Star Chat. Yeah, there's a bunch there.
Okay. Start with Eddie Ramirez. I'll go to you, Mario. Pick a side. Ketchup on the fries or on the side?
Okay, so this is perfect because Eddie, if we were sitting down at any restaurant or any place that serves food, and you put ketchup on fries, I'm throwing the fries against the wall. I'm slapping you in the face.
Oh my God!
Don't do that. That's a crime against humanity.
Wait, if you're sharing fries, you mean, or if you're, what are you saying?
I don't care for sharing fries. I don't care if I eat a fry and I die right away. If you just do the pour on the fries of ketchup, that's the most disgusting and inhumane thing you could ever do to society.
Wait, fries you don't even own? You're going to take another person's plate and chuck it against the wall?
Yes, dude. It's called manners and respect to society. That's what that's called. That's the most. I hate when people do that. There's a lot of things I can't stand when I go to a restaurant. It's when people don't say please and thank you, and it's when you put ketchup on fries.
All right, let me ask you this.
I will correct.
By the way, I'm with you. I'm a ketchup on the side guy. But here you go. Let's say we're somewhere, we get a big basket of fries, and we're sharing them for the table.
Okay.
All right. This is my move. I don't even ask permission anymore. But I'll just grab the salt and put salt all over them.
Okay. Now this is not
without asking permission.
This is when I would be like, what are we doing here? Because people do that with chips and salsa too, where they just hit the salt, and I will freak out. I go, so it's just thanks for the sodium. Thanks for the extra 20 pounds of sodium that I just got right there because you need something salty. Like, you could do it by yourself. Let's ask. Hand up, I'm bad with sharing food. Like, if you want to share food with me, I'm going to let you know right now it's not going to go your way. I'm going to hog it. I don't care. I grew up with a family of 5. It was war. When the food at the table, you're either getting stabbed or you're getting eaten. Choose your option. So that's just another thing. But yeah, I
don't think either one of those options is good.
Yeah.
No.
Because won't be eaten with that family, Josh.
Yeah. Damn. 4 boys and
4 of the flies at your house. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, it was, dude. I didn't eat a lot. It was just, I was small. I was like, all right, well, I guess.
All I know is this. The one person I probably share food with the most is probably Josh. Okay. I don't share food either. I don't like people touching my food, but I know Josh is really clean. I'm really clean. But it's when we get the big thing of nachos And then all of a sudden, someone gets the chip that has like 90% of the cheese that was put on it. And you're like, what am I supposed to do? Take my other hand, take the cheese off and throw it back in the middle? Nope. Guess I got all the cheese. It's like, it's better than winning a wishbone. You know what I mean? When someone says, hey, dude, grab the other side of the wishbone. If you're lucky enough to get that chip that has 90% of the cheese that was put on it at the restaurant, guess what? You just won the lottery.
Couldn't agree more. Catch up on the side. Yeah. Catch up on the side, by the way. Alana Morris says, it makes me sad that Ekeler was checked out a long time ago. Now we are scrambling for a running back when we shouldn't have to, but I'm still hopeful. So, Alana, the way I feel about this is that even if Austin Ekeler had a good season, I still wouldn't want him back just because of his age. Does it bother me that he checked out a long time ago? It does, because he talked so much in the offseason, he forgot to play during this season. So Austin Ekeler, the way he went out was extremely disappointing. He went from being one of my favorite all-time Chargers to just being a Charger. I'm very thankful for the good years he had, but the way he went about his last year with the Chargers was extremely disappointing. But to answer your question, yes, it does suck, but I still wouldn't want him, even if he had a good year, just because of his age.
By the way, every running back that spoke up last year ended up changing teams. Did you notice? Everyone that became a problem for the organization and changing teams. They did, but they didn't get paid what they were thinking. The only one who made a little bit more money was Barkley, right? Everyone else kind of did not get what they're expecting. Again, I will go back to, I blame the moms. Okay, I blame the moms on this. You were so hyped up when your kid was 8, 9 years old, going, "Look at my baby score all those touchdowns," that you didn't understand the game of football. But you can play offensive line in this league for 14 years and make a ton of money and be fine. But the running back position, what's it averages out to 1.5 years of pro football? It's a tough position, man. The egos get involved, man. I blame the moms, 8 years old, 9 years old. Get your kid, gain some weight, and play offensive line. Stretch those arms up. Push guys off you. You're going to be fine.
Mario. You know, it's...
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
No, I'm sorry, what do you got?
I was going to say, I think the interesting too with the running back is, like, I wonder how much the injuries we saw in the quarterback this past year had to do with that. You know, like we saw so many backup QBs where teams had to kind of lean on the run game. And maybe that kind of brought back, like, the running back, not like saying we're going to see running backs on a max contracts, but it brought back a little bit of their importance. And that's why you saw some, like, more money going kind of their direction maybe this offseason. That's just a hypothesis I have. Big word.
Nice. Taylor, this comment's not going to go well for you, dude. I'm sorry. I appreciate you watching the show, and I appreciate the $5 donation, but this isn't going to go well. Taylor says, to be fair to Bosa, don't even go there. To be fair to Bosa, if you were under Staley, wouldn't you have checked out? Wouldn't you have been checked out? There was a leadership problem, and it started from the top down. All right, Taylor, I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. I'm obviously doing this podcast, but I'm looking at a Bojangles that's across the street from my house, okay, in Nashville, Tennessee, where they get paid $7.50 an hour, okay, and they're working their asses off. Joey Bosa was paid millions of dollars, and he did nothing. Dude, it's not a leader. Brandon Staley was a bad leader, but you can't tell me it's Brandon Staley's fault that he didn't try. We are paying you handsomely to do a job, and you didn't do it, okay? That's part of the contract. Somewhere in there says be productive in the contract, and you weren't that. And you're a terrible leader to go with it. If you aren't productive and you're a great leader, it makes me feel a little bit better about it. I'm still not happy, but you were neither. You're a bad leader and you're a bad player, and you weren't good for the culture. There's nothing that Brandon Staley could have done to make him play harder. He could have coached him to maybe help him play better, but it's on you to play hard. Like, you're getting paid to play this game. So I'm not going to take that from Brandon Staley. I don't like him, but it's not his fault either.
Dude, he's 100% right. I'm sorry, Mara. He's Josh. I'm just because I don't know what angle you're going. I'm gonna say with Josh on this one. He made $6 million a game last year. $6 million a game. His name is on the back of the jersey. Take some pride in who you are as a person, in your name, to your word of signing that contract that I will give my best effort to give everything I have to this organization. To use the phrase checked out on any pro athlete is ridiculous. When you agree to do a job, you do the best you can do. Otherwise, don't go and take the job. Josh is right. I don't care if you're working fast food. If you agree to take that job and you say, I'm willing to do this for that amount of money, then you give your best effort. You owe it to yourself. The fact your name's on the back of your uniform in front of millions of people around the world that watch this sport is even more embarrassing. What kind of human being is this? Cheryl raised you better. You know better, Joey.
I'm with you guys. I get like the thing of being checked out. I get all that. But at the same time, take that argument with the other guys that were all pros this year on not great teams. I'm going to use Max Crosby as an example because he's in our division, but he's a guy that if you ask any NFL, insider, like he gives it all every single play. And guess how many good teams he's been on? Zero
Right.
good teams. And he gives it every single time. You're a professional athlete getting paid millions of dollars to play this sport. Go out and give it your all. It's a physical sport. You have no idea when your last down is going to be your last. Go out and give it your all. There's no reason to be checked out. It's not that long. The season's not long enough to be checked out. You're not playing 82 games. You're not playing 162 games. It is 17 games of everything you got. It's not long enough to get checked.
Yeah, Robert D. I was about to say what he just wrote right now. Bosa's crap was there before Sealy came. Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter who the head coach is. Send him to Kyle Shanahan. He's a great head coach. Let's see if he has his 15 sacks that we expect with the Chargers. I want Dave to read. Well, I'll read because Dave can't see. I'm going to read this question, and I want Dave to answer it, okay? It's from JCAM. It said, how did you guys become friends?
All right. Well, first of all, Josh and I are related, so we were friends a long time ago.
Day one.
Yeah, day one.
Day one. We go all the way back. All right, I'll try and get to the story as fast as I can. So the people at Odyssey approached me about doing the show. Said, okay, let's do this. Josh is going to be the guy that I recommend. I knew Josh could handle this job because, number one, he was a football player at a high level. Two is Josh has worked nationally for ESPN and Sirius, so he's worked for other networks. He knows how to speak. I know he would be able to cover himself on obviously the sport of football. Also, he's good friends with Travis Kelce and Peyton Manning. He has stories to share. Just to name drop a few. They told me without meeting Mario that Mario is going to be the guy that runs all the equipment. He's going to be the producer of the show. I said I really would like Mario on the show right away. I said I'd love to have Mario on the show. I did not know Mario at all. Took a shot. I go, I'd like to have 3 people on this show. And if this guy loves sports, and I figured Mario did, otherwise he wouldn't be working for Odyssey Sports. Mario, boom, from day one. As soon as we did the very first show, which is kind of bizarre, Mario was in Indianapolis. Josh and I were on a trip in Chicago. We did one show from a hotel. As soon as we were done, I turned to Josh and I was like, dude, we hit a home run. I knew this show would be a lot of fun to do. So the fact that people listen to it is great, but I knew the 3 of us were going to get along, and it's gone much, much better than I could have even dreamed of. So we kind of just fell into it. So we're all very, very close. Even when Josh gets married, Mario will be at the wedding. So we're tied. It's not one of those fake shows that I've worked on or seen a million times where on the air, everybody seems engaged. As soon as they go off, everybody says something terrible about the guy they work with. This is a legit show. Like, we do like each other. Mario and I give each other a hard time just because we actually do like each other.
Fun fact, 2 fun facts. 1, Dave is my dad. People think he's my brother, which is funny. He's my dad. And 2, Dave and I have never met Mario in person.
Yeah.
True.
There you go.
Never have.
Yeah.
Never have.
So,
but that's going to.
I'm 4'2", Mario. When you see me, don't act like it's weird.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you see me and I'm not 6'3", I'm 4'2"? I'm like,
yeah.
What the hell happened?
I got 3 legs too. Funny thing though is me and Josh in a month we're meeting up in Indianapolis. Great city of Indianapolis though.
Oh, that's cool.
that is true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. So we'll get after it. Maybe and we'll
Don't go to dinner with his family, Josh. You never know what the hell's gonna happen.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're not gonna eat. That's true. If there's an appetizer, you're getting one thing of it. No, it was a random Sunday. There's funny enough, like when this podcast was coming together, I was supposed to be with another guy. That guy dropped, and they're like, "You're gonna be with." That's all he told me was Palet's. Like that's all he said. And first off, my first Google search of Palet, like how I spelled that, couldn't have been more off. But no, ever since the first show, I mean, it's been a hit after hit after hit. I look forward to doing the show every single time. It's my favorite project to work on in the company by far. And we're a big family now. And when Josh gets married, he thinks he's kissing his wife. And I'm going to sprint up there and kiss him on the lips.
Nice. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Guy, I would love this too, because more people ask me about this than anything. Richard Vargas said He was sold from the moment that Mario paid on the bet and punched himself in the face.
Oh, yeah.
And
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Real one.
That was a real deal. He did. He
Do it
punched
again
himself
for
in the
you
face.
guys. Yeah. I'll put. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, did you never win this bet? Like, you're to the point now is, I think the next bet is, as you said, because things have gone horribly wrong for you, what, you're going to get a head of lettuce? What's that?
Yeah. You gotta get. I think it. Yeah, that strategy, but you gotta get it wet. And that's
Dude,
I just set myself up for a lot of jokes. But
All
yeah,
right, here's
heard.
the next. Here's the next payoff bet, man. I'm gonna throw one at you guys. Okay, whatever it comes out to, when you feel that confident that something's gonna happen, we have to pick the fast food place of our choice, and you have to have 24 hours to eat everything on the menu. You got to order one of everything on the menu. You got to eat the entire menu. How's that sodium work out for you, Mario?
hi,
Dude.
Yeah.
In and out. You just got to eat 3 things.
You don't have to.
yeah.
Okay, and you don't have to do the secret meal. You don't have to do like the secret menu.
Yeah.
I would go to like Zaxby's, where it's like it's 4 different. It's like 3 chicken tenders or 2. You know what I'm saying? You knock out like half the stuff they got there.
Oh my gosh! Oh, is there another question on there you're supposed to get to? They were flying in.
I don't even know if we're allowed to read one of them.
What do they pay for?
I think.
Yeah. The one from Stephen Rutledge. I don't know if we could read that.
Yeah. Steve, just shout out Steven. We're not going to read it because that could go wrong. But just shout out Steven. You seem like you're a really nice guy. Rutledge. Comment if I said your last name right.
Yeah,
got it. Did. Yeah. Pretty.
Okay, can I ask you guys this thing? Why? So like White Castle's really pinned. Alana commented that White Castle's really pinned to the Midwest, and I'll be completely honest with you. I never knew it was until I started this show.
Really?
That it was pinned that much to the Midwest. Yeah, I had no idea. That was always a place that I don't know. Like it was not Indianapolis, at least where I grew up. Like no one was like White Castle. Like not really. But
dude, White Castle. There are certain places late at night that are outstanding. Okay, if you're on the West Coast, Jack in the Box tacos after 12 are fantastic.
The best.
Yeah, like you can have 15 of them, and you know it's good because the grease goes right through the shell. And then, then when I lived in the South, or you're in the Midwest, in Tennessee, they used to have Crystals, which was like White Castle, and then White Castle, of course. But like, no joke, Josh and I, man, we could eat like 20 each, and just in the car, and they're done before we even make it home. Yeah, well, we put them away. Josh and I can eat.
Dude,
we did a Taco Bell challenge that's on YouTube if anybody wants to check that out.
Yeah.
I want to check that out after.
Check it out.
Steel Chair Brewing Company. He wants to see how much queso I can eat in one sitting. If we hit 2,500 subscribers by the draft, we'll do a show and I'll literally take down 3 big things of double queso. I'm telling you, I'd kill it before the show ends.
Dude, I got to see this.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
So I'll make that 25K by the draft subscribers. I'll order like 6. And I guarantee you I could probably get through. I'd say 4 to 5. Over under will be set at 3.5, and I guarantee you should bet your money on the over. It'd be murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm trying to. Again, my eyes don't. Without glasses, I can't see all the comments. I know there's one here, Josh. If you can catch it, can I get my question answered? I'm sure the other people are asking the same thing. Can they get their question answered?
AK, I love you to death, but we can't answer all your questions.
There are a bunch of them on there. I'm sorry, man.
No, AK. AK's he comments. I just can't get to his. I can't even find his question, to be honest.
Okay, real quick, answer this one. Which one do you want? You want Harrison Jr. or you want Neighbors? Which one?
Harrison Jr. probably, but they're both great.
You can't miss, right? If they got either one, you'd be fine.
Yeah. Either one's fine.
Both
Harrison
both
for
good.
me.
All right. Yeah. I said before we were going to rank the top 7 quarterbacks in this draft. I narrowed it down to 6. All right. There aren't 7 that I would say. All right. But I'm gonna go. Let's go 6. All right. Your 6 guy, and I'm not saying 6 best in the draft. 6 guys who have the best career. All right. Who wants to go first?
You go first.
All right. I'll go first. All right. Here we go. I'm going Caleb Williams 1. Okay. And I'm not even sure where I stand on him. I know I've ripped the hell out of him a few times. He's done some things that are insane. I think Caleb Williams honestly could become the greatest quarterback in Chicago Bears history. And that's not saying a lot because they've had the worst quarterbacks in NFL history. But I think Caleb Williams could be the new hero. Not saying he's Michael Jordan in Chicago, but I think if he keeps his head straight, I think he could be the guy. Right? He could actually be the guy. I'm a huge Jaden Daniels fan. I think he's very good. I think he's a winner. I told you when LSU played Alabama this past year, I don't root for injuries, but when he got hurt, I wasn't sad. I was kind of like he got hurt at the right time because Alabama was able to hold on for a win. Number 3 and 4 are kind of tough for me, but I'm going to go with the guy that I think is more accurate. I'm rooting for him, but he has a history of injury. Michael Penix is my third quarterback. Okay. I think it's the most accurate quarterback that's been drafted. My fourth guy, all right, I know our list is going to be way off, but my fourth guy, it's weird that he was at Auburn, and I'm a fan of the way he plays, played in more college football games than anybody else. But I think Bo Nix with the right team, I think Bo Nix is going to have a hell of an NFL career. Now, again, you might play that clip back in 3 years and laugh like if it was Sam Darnold, okay? But I think Bo Nix is a guy that's ready to make that jump to the NFL and be okay. And if he went to a team like the Raiders – with Devontae Adams, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh man, he went in a really a good situation. Drake May fell way down on my board, and nothing against Drake May, but Mitch Trubisky completely ruined it for Carolina quarterbacks. This is kind of what happened. I hate to say it, just like I hate to tell you, man, but between Joey Bosa and Chase Young, Ohio State defensive ends kind of soured me a little bit too. What's going on over there? They don't teach work ethic, and the last one is it's JJ McCarthy. I just don't get it. It feels like the hype machine. Everyone who says this kid's the guy, and if he's the guy, good for him. But man, I look at this deal, and for me, it reminds me of, I'm going to go all the way back to the 90s drafts. This is before Mario was even born. There's a guy named Lawrence Phillips. A lot of people know who Lawrence Phillips is now, all right? And everybody was doing the whole talk. Oh, man, Lawrence Phillips, he's the guy running back from Nebraska. And the St. Louis Rams at the time fell for it. And they drafted him like number 7 overall. And he was a bust. And he was a bust his whole career. And then he ends up like killing people. And I mean, he was a bad dude at Nebraska. I mean, he was just a bad guy all the way around. Not only is he a bad running back, he was a bad criminal, bad person. And I'm not saying JJ McCarthy is doing the off the field stuff. My point is, I think it's the hype to keep you to draft.
We're on a crazy road right now, man.
Here's the payoff. Here's the payoff.
Land the plane. Land the plane.
I'm trying to land it. Here's the payoff. Okay, right. Land the gears down. It's the hype machine for JJ McCarthy for someone to take him so they don't get their guy. It's false. I just don't buy it. On a guy that attempted an average of 18 passes a game, to say this guy's the guy that's going to throw 45 to 50 times a game in the NFL, but yet Jim Harbaugh didn't have him throw more than an average of 18 times a game. It's the hype machine. I just don't buy it on him. Now, look, I could be way wrong. I'm sure people said worse about Tom Brady, but that's just where I'm at right now. I'm glad the Chargers, by the way, aren't picking a quarterback because I'm so unsure on the guys I just told you. But the guy I think surprised, if I pick my one guy to surprise and do well, it's Bo Nix.
Wow. I didn't think you were going to say that. I remember when I was in high school, when I was watching Bo Nix's high school highlights, he could play. Yeah, he was good, man. He's finally coming out for the draft 25 years later.
Ridiculous. When I was in high school and now he's coming out in the draft. I mean, it's
crazy.
What's going on here? Yeah, what are we doing here?
Crazy. So I put mine into tiers, and I'm not going to go into each quarterback because Dave pretty much did it in a very strange way. Jaden Daniels and O.J. Simpson. It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Good Lord. All right, so I put mine into tiers. First tier, Caleb Williams. I do think he's in a tier by himself. Off the field stuff, he seems like a kind of weird guy. I don't know what's going to go on there. He's going to be the best quarterback that the Bears ever had. It's like Manny Machado is about to have the most home runs in Padres history with 5. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, awesome.
Jaden Daniels, tier 2. I think he's by himself. I like Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be a really good NFL quarterback. It's a really good player. Tier 3, I got Penix and May together. I think they're going to have okay NFL careers. I don't think either one's going to be great, but they'll be serviceable. And then at the bottom, tier 4, I got Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy. Dave nailed it. It's talking about how McCarthy throwing the ball 18 times a game with a great offensive line and a great defense. In the NFL, how many times are you going to have that, right, where everything works around you? The worst thing for JJ McCarthy would be to get drafted high to a bad team. He needs to go at the end of the first round to a good team and maybe become the quarterback there with a good franchise. But he's not the type of guy that's going to take over a game. So those are my tiers.
I'm pretty with you. QB comparison for JJ really quickly. Mac Jones in the way where it's like you had a killer team around you, you had a stud offensive line, you had a backup. You had a running back that was spectacular, you had receivers that were spectacular, but he needs to be like in the perfect system for him to succeed in the NFL.
Couldn't agree more.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And everybody loves to take Mac Jones, basically moves on him, how bad he is.
Yep. Homer hat.
Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence. Did you see the side-by-side comparison of these guys? Because Mac Jones is now Trevor Lawrence's backup. All right, here we go. Mac Jones' career record is 18-24. Okay, 6 games under 500. Trevor Lawrence is 20-30. 10 games under 500. Passer rating, Mac Jones is 86. Trevor Lawrence is 85. Passes, TDs, interceptions, Mac Jones is 46-36. Trevor Lawrence is better, 58-39. Completion rate, Mac Jones is 66%, and Trevor Lawrence is 63%. Passing yards per game, Mac Jones 212, Trevor Lawrence 235. Yards per attempt, okay. Mac Jones beats him again, 6.8 to 6.7. And Mac Jones with just a terrible, terrible roster in New England. I'd say Mac Jones is great, but Trevor Lawrence has been a big disappointment. The fact that Mac Jones is going to Jacksonville to back, where he's from, by the way, to back up Trevor Lawrence is very strange. Like, maybe if you're Jacksonville, maybe not saying Mac Jones is your future, but maybe now's the time for you to sit there and say, do we consider trading what was many people thought was the greatest quarterback since Andrew Luck and see what we can build up in this draft? Is it Trevor Lawrence the guy for you guys?
Not definitively.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going up on that contract year. This is his contract year. Yeah, this is his contract year. Because he's on the
he's
same
gonna get
class
it.
as Fields.
They're gonna keep him. Yeah, I got a whole theory on Trevor Lawrence, but I can't say it on the show.
I mean, they just signed Gabriel Davis too. It's like he just got another weapon on Christian Kirk.
Hey, hold on. Stop the phones. JCAM, $50 donation. My man.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Dude, $70 today.
Does he want to co-host?
Dude.
Love you, brother.
He says, yeah, love you. Have you guys ever considered having a meet and greet in a game at SoFi? Dude, we got kicked out of the we got kicked out.
Well, not in the media. Yeah. If you want to, if somebody wants to help us and says, "Hey, I got 3 extra tickets," we'd love to go. But as far as media wise, we kind of got kicked out. They kind of told us
we got kicked out of the media
because we can try it again. That was during a Staley era. We can try that again. I'd say
it's the same PR guys.
It's the same guy.
Dude, it's the same PR guys who said, "Good luck with that." I see you guys want to go to the Dolphins Charger game. Yeah, we do. All right, well, good luck with that. Who? You guys are the ones that decide, yay or nay. Obviously, that's a no. What happened to Mario?
Mario's uncomfortable?
Yeah,
too much.
Yes, you gotta go get
the meet and greet. I would love to do it. I'm in California all the time. That's where my family's from. I would love to do a meet and greet if you guys wanted to do it too.
Dude, I'd love to hang out with Charger fans. That'd be a good time.
I was about to say like a tailgate or something. I'm all in.
Dude,
let's do it.
If also just hand up. If we do the tailgate, I can still produce. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a little loosey goosey. It's gonna be
do a live. Oh, do a live tailgate. You're saying,
dude, we should. That'd be sick.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Christine King, also, thank you very much for the $20. It's super nice. Yes. Thank you.
We love you all.
That's
like
cool.
I said. If I ever see you guys in person, and you guys can show me that you did that, kiss right on the lips.
Dude, there's no what. I was like, you say that's a prize. That's like the second time in the show. This is the prize.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a weird day.
Just buy fries with ketchup on the side. I think they'll take that. You know,
or nacho cheese.
Salt.
Nacho cheese a little bit better.
Look, you can't do a live. You can't do a live show in the parking lot. There's guys gonna be pounding beers, cussing like crazy. Now we're gonna work. Let's just go hang out with the people that are nice enough to listen to this stupid show. That's
what I mean. We'll hang out with them. Yeah, we'll go hang out. We'll have a great time. Yeah, we're fun. I would say we're all three a good time.
We'll have a good time.
Yeah. Young West says, "I'll bring the bottles, boys. Let's go."
I'll bring the beers. I'll bring the beers. I'll
bring the good time. All right. I'll do my QB rankings really quickly. I think it's very similar to everything you guys have. I have Caleb Williams 1, far ahead of everyone. Jaden Daniels is my 2. Heisman Award, 40 touchdowns, 4 receptions this past year. He can run the ball. He's a tough son of a gun. Boy, is that guy tough. I think he's actually probably going to be the best QB out of this class. Drake May, FU attitude at North Carolina, which I really liked. Great arm, does not get rattled. But at some times this past year in North Carolina, he also had chances to win a game, and he didn't really do that. 2 years from though, which I really like. Michael Penix Jr. is my 4th right after that. If he wasn't so injury prone and it tears ACL twice, I think he'd be my number 2 in this class. But like that, just I don't know. After him, I have JJ McCarthy. We've said enough about him. Bo Nix after that. Yeah, we've said enough. Bo Nix right after that for me. He's probably tied with JJ, if I'm being honest with you. Again, the age thing where it's like, are you good, or were you played long enough in college football where you've seen everything there is to see in it, so it's easy to win? You know what I mean? Like, you've seen every defense, you've seen everything that every coach has done. You're a veteran in college football. You shouldn't have that anymore. If you outplay a running back in college, there's a problem. 10, and then I had this 10 piles of crap. You get Spencer Rattler. That's about it. Yeah.
There we go. All right, we got to it. All right, anything else I'm missing?
Yeah, there's one more. Thank you guys. Super nice. Taylor, even though we ripped you to shreds a second ago, appreciate the $10. What is y'all's taco spots in SD? There's nothing more sad than not having good Mexican food nearby. I agree with that for sure. I live in Nashville and it's tough pickings. My favorite taco shop in San Diego, and people hate on it all the time, but I'm a trooper. I'll go forever, probably. Lolitas. I like Lolitas. I'm that guy. So I really like Lolitas. Mario has no idea what we're saying right now. But nope. Lolitas to me. But most people like Roberto's. I see that in the comments. That's great too. But just Lolitas, I've been going there for so long. I grew up in Chula Vista, so we go to all the Lolitas down there.
No, Lolitas is absolutely outstanding. Here's the problem. Let's be honest here. Anyone who's listening in Southern California, but in San Diego especially, Lolitas, they've got everything has gotten smaller, right? And either that or ridiculous, I just got giant hands. I mean, either that or all of a sudden my hands are the size like Anthony Davis, because all of a sudden, what the hell? You know, we just have these big giant burritos. Lolitas also, hey, you know, when I used to first go to Lolitas, Mario, they only accepted cash. Anytime you go to a taco place and only accept cash, everyone's like, they don't pay taxes. Like, what the hell's going on? What's going on in the back? That now you can sit there and you get the card. It works, so you don't need to bring cash. Nobody brings cash anymore. So overall, Lolitas is absolutely outstanding. I wish the portion size was what it used to be. Good Lord. But, man, you can't go wrong. And Roberto's, any Berto's in San Diego, Alberto's, Roberto's, whatever you name it, they're all outstanding.
Dude, the more vowels, the better.
Yeah.
Same with Italian. Yeah.
Dude, Mario, I know you aren't a big baseball guy, but Will Myers, who played for the Padres, is from North Carolina.
Yeah.
First thing he did is he came to San Diego and he insulted the Mexican food, which you do not do. Like, it's the number one thing you do not do in Southern California is insult the Mexican food. You understand, like, Mexico touches California. He would tell people that the Mexican food in North Carolina was better than the Mexican food in San Diego.
Idiot.
Yet the ballpark he played in was like 7 miles from the border. It made 0 sense. It's like saying the Italian food in Nashville, Tennessee is better than the Italian food in Italy. It made 0 sense.
That's just what a take. That's all you gotta say to that one. That's just what a take.
Idiot. Yep. That's it. You got something, Josh, about to say something?
I'll just say Mario's never been to San Diego, but if you want to start a huge debate, you just ask people the question that Taylor asked, what's your favorite taco shop? And then people will be like, what? Everybody has an opinion. The food in San Diego is fire too. If you've never been, dude, not just Mexican food, but there's obviously great seafood because you're right next to the ocean. San Diego, one of the best food cities in the United States.
Okay. Dude, one of the best
not
seafood I've ever had.
Hospitality like Indianapolis, though. But yeah,
not known for hospitality or the steaks. I'll say this: some of the best seafood I've ever had was actually when I lived in DC for a little bit. DC, amazing seafood, like the freshest crap ever, man. I mean, it wasn't crap, the freshest stuff ever. It was good. It was really good stuff. Also, Spencer Graham, we appreciate the money, but actually, I am getting a haircut right after this. But it's not like the haircut you probably think I'm getting. But I am getting a haircut. So shout out to him.
Are we going to be able to notice?
No,
I didn't think
just
so.
like a little trim up.
Got it.
Listen, if
All
you
right.
think I'm gonna I'll like officially cut it when I got like 4 kids and I got a wife and I gotta look at her and I gotta go, listen, this is the point of my life where I'm letting it all go. So the hair's going, the belly's coming in. You gotta hang on.
It's like, I like how you aren't even engaged, but you're giving a heads up.
Yeah.
Whoever wants
It's
to
just
jump
what-
on this train, this is the way it's going to go. This is how the future is
Yeah.
going to go.
The train's
All
gonna
right,
stop
well-
at some point. Yeah.
Now you have fantastic hair. Like you got great hair.
Thank
Now
you.
look, if it starts to slip, if you start being one of those guys that starts to slipping back, and you're going to keep it long, be that guy.
So
You know what I
honestly,
mean?
when
Like
I
the Silence of the Lambs guy.
yeah, I'll probably, dude. Honestly, I was thinking about the other day 'cause, someone was like, you should, like, they were telling me like hairstyles to do. I'm like, I'm like, listen, unless you're dating me, I'm not gonna listen to you. Like, it's just
Good
out
for
the
you.
window. Yeah. And probably when I do cut it, I'll probably go like I don't know. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I don't know. We'll play it. We'll just do it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I got nothing. Go bold.
All right, let's get out of here. All right. Again, thank you so much for participating in this show, man. I love these live shows. It's a good
This
time.
is so much more fun.
It
It is fun.
And we're doing our best to keep up with all the comments at the same time. Who knows? Maybe one show down the road, we just do comments. We don't even let everyone else direct the show how it's going to go. We should. I mean, after the draft, we might as well let these people air whatever's bothering them or what they think the Chargers should do.
Idea. So we'll do I mean, other shows do this, but we'll do it heart to heart, and we'll just answer people's life questions. Just be like, hey, give us a life question. We'll talk it through
After the draft?
after the draft.
Would
Yeah,
you take
heart to
advice
heart.
from any of us? Would you take advice
Yeah.
from any of us?
I don't know.
No.
It depends what the question is.
No, I wouldn't.
I would make fun of it a little bit, keep it lighthearted, but obviously, like, yeah, like, don't come in hot. Like, don't be like, I just got, actually, I'm not gonna give an example.
Yeah, let's stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need an
Stay
example.
Stay hot. All right.
All right. Again, if you're listening to the Bolt City podcast, the Odyssey app, thank you so much. If you're watching this on delay through YouTube, fantastic. But man, if you've been part of the show live, that's even better for us, man. We absolutely love it. Talking Charger football with you. We're going to continue to watch which signings come through. We'll see if the Chargers are able to do anything. Right now, we're kind of just stuck. By the way, I will say, because I meant to say it on the show, don't tell me Patrick Queen going to the Steelers isn't the perfect fit. I was really hoping somehow he's going to the Chargers, but didn't end up happening. But man, damn it. There are a lot of guys when you guys send me the notes, and I wanted that guy. That was one that I wanted. Okay. That was one that I definitely wanted. So again, we're going to talk a lot more football with you. Next show that we do will be Thursday, 1:00 Pacific time, correct?
Yeah.
We got it. 1:00 Pacific time going live, and we'll do it live, and we ask you to participate in that show as well. So that's awesome. Again, thanks so much for listening, paying attention to this show, trying to build the subscribers, the like button. Please, if you have not pushed that thumbs up, we need it. We will talk to you in a couple days. So for Mario Herron, Josh Palet, I'm Dave Palet. We'll see you later.